Hey everybody, it's Mark here again, and I've got with me a special guest who is doing very, very well with affiliate marketing, meaning she promotes other people's products and earns a commission on the sales. So that means no inventory, no needing to buy goods in advance or anything like that, no customer service. She earns commissions by driving visitors to other people's products, and she does it through a model that you may have heard me talk to other people in the past that do this model. It's the profit singularity model, where you use YouTube ads written in a specific kind of way, so following certain types of templates, and without being on camera or anything yourself. It's all by using artificial voices and artificially generated stock footage in the background of the video ads, but then it will send people to various offers. There are many different niches you can promote offers in, ranging from weight loss to vision, eyesight, through to dog training, through to other kinds of physical products in the survival niche. I mean, there are just many different types of products. But we're going to talk more about some of the keys to success, regardless of what niche you're in. And first of all, I want to welcome along Kimberly. Welcome along.
Thank you, Mark. It's great to be here.
It's great to have you here. And now you've got a different background probably than a lot of other people have got with regards to getting started in this particular model.
Mhm.
Would you mind sharing with me your background and what led you into getting started with this?
Sure. My day job, um, when I started with affiliate marketing, was a clinical therapist, and so I had been practicing for a lot of years, and loved my work, but just kind of realized that financially you can only go so far in the social services, and people don't get into that field to get paid. But I had other goals and other dreams and things I wanted to do in my life. So I needed like a side hustle. Um, so I initially got into Facebook marketing with two guys called Rob and Gary, and had some success there. Uh, and then things got kind of rough in Facebook a few years ago, or maybe a couple of years ago. And so, you evolve as you need to in the affiliate world. And that's how I got into YouTube marketing. So it kind of came out of my experience with Facebook, doing just still image ads on Facebook, and then moving over to doing video ads.
Right. And that's not to say that people aren't still making great money with Facebook ads. I'm still running Facebook
True.
ads. It's just not
Mm-hmm.
quite the gold rush that it was a couple of years ago, where it was almost too easy. Now,
Right.
now there's a lot of other factors involved. It doesn't, yeah, it still works very well, great business model, but now it's almost at the phase where YouTube is a lot easier for many different reasons. And I think the one reason why people didn't advertise on YouTube in the past was simply they didn't want to have to go and get on camera, or they didn't want to
Mm-hmm.
have to figure out how to get actors or something to film a video ad. That was a pain in the neck. But now we're able to run ads that are using software that just uses stock footage in the background. The voices sound very real. I think that's been a game changer. And is that what you do? Like all of yours, like, or do you use your voice, or do you use the artificial voices, or?
No, I use all the AI, and when I first learned about it, I thought, well, that this can't be good. So like when I first started, I tried like hiring, actors from Fiverr to read it, and using like my husband's voice on some or my voice on some, and like the AI always outperformed the real the actors' voices or the real voices. So and it's actually really fun. Like I love it. Like that's what I love about it. It's just I get to kind of plug in my creative side, and I love looking for the images and the video scenes and kind of crafting it together. And so I think it's fun. Like if you're going to have a side hustle, or even something that you can turn into a full-time job, as many of us have, it should be something you enjoy doing, something you want to spend your time on.
Oh, yeah, no, no, absolutely. And um, do you have any well, actually, for a starter, just to inspire people, what would be one of your better weeks or days, even, or like in terms of how much you can make in a, and obviously, like, not every day is going to be your best day, or not every
Right.
week's going to be your best week, but what would be like one of your better weeks when you're like, man, this is one of my better weeks now?
Well, just this summer, actually. So, in just about a month ago, I had a couple of really amazing weeks. My best week was just shy of 50K. And so overall for the month, it was six figures. And like I couldn't, I it was a little over six figures. I couldn't even tell you what the exact amount was, which is kind of crazy in itself. Like
Yeah.
it's like once you get to a certain number, like the dollar amount doesn't matter as much, but you just know you've hit six figures.
Mm. No, absolutely. Um, I just want people to realize like what an artificial voice might sound like in an ad. So you can type what you want, in there. I mean, I'll just type in, say, I'm just typing at the moment. Hello, my name is Michael, and I am an artificial voice. You can use me in your online advertisements. We'll stop. And then I will need to probably build that line out.
Hello, my name is Michael, and I am an artificial voice. You can use me in your online advertisements.
Not sure, was that clear enough? I mean, I just wanted to show people, when we're talking about artificial voices, some people just think it will sound like this and people will sound like a robot. It's not like that. It's not perfect, but most people can't pick up the difference anyway. I mean, if you really listen, I'll just play another voice. You can probably pick up that it's a robot voice, but barely.
Hello.
In fact, I won't say Michael. I'll give her a female name. My name is Michelle. Maybe I'll try that. We do. Sorry. And I'll play the voice just to give people a picture.
Hello, my name is Michelle, and I am an artificial voice. You can use me in your online advertisements.
So maybe she said the word advertisement's a little funny, but that was about it. And if it doesn't sound quite right, you just change the text slightly. Like you change it to in your online ads, or you can change the inflection on the voice anyway if you need to, or you take out a full stop or something, or you add one in there to add pause. But pretty much, like, the good thing about artificial voices that I love is that it's so much easier to edit. Like if you want to knock out 3 different versions of an ad, you don't have to get a voice artist. You don't have to record yourself. You just change the text, press a button, and it generates it. And the next thing you know, you've got a new opening to your video.
Yeah, it's super easy. And you can have different accents. You can have different timbres of voice. It's just that there's a lot of options.
Yeah, I think that's pretty amazing. Do you have any tips for people? Let's say someone's getting started with this model. Maybe they're a member of Profit Singularity, and they're getting underway, wanting to run a bunch of ads. Do you have any tips for them that is going to make them more likely to succeed sooner rather than later?
Yeah. So, I mean, first of all, like if you've never done this before, don't worry about if you don't have any experience doing video editing and that kind of thing, because it's not as hard as you'd think. It's pretty straightforward, and it's something that you can learn very quickly. So that's the first thing I would say. If you're already a member and you're already getting started, what I would suggest is just crank out a bunch of content at first if you can. Like find a workflow that is good for you, so like I like to, I mean, you can start an ad on any day of the week, but I like to start them towards the end of the week, getting into the weekend when there's a lot of good traffic. So I usually spend Monday to Wednesday just doing content, putting my scripts and videos together and kind of getting enough ready to test so that I'm ready for a good slew of testing over the weekend. You don't have to stop your testing because you're preparing another video. Like maybe you already have 2 or 3 ready to go. And then you can just watch the sales come in and have fun with it.
And do you find that having run a lot of tests and a lot of ads, do you find that eventually one ad for quite a while outperforms all others. So it ends up being like 90% of your ad spend ends up being that one ad that might have taken a while to get to.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, once you sort of crack that code and if you are a member of Profit Singularity or you're thinking about it, then you know that we tell you what that is. Like it's not a secret thing. So once you have the code for the script as far as what needs to be in there, and you have a winning ad, then you can kind of reuse that in other niches too. So you're not going to have to do as much testing to get to a winning ad when you change niches. And then you can just focus your ad spend on that winning funnel. For me, I'm always trying to top my best performing ad, but that's just me. I mean, you can let it ride for a couple months and just make a lot of profit, or you can just see if you can get it to perform even better.
So just an example of, you can use it in another niche. I'll just give someone an example. Let's say you found out that at the 15-second mark, roughly in your ad, you tested this line that said top scientists reveal that, and then they insert a certain benefit, right? Or it's like some secret discovery. And let's say that worked, by adding that one line in there worked, and it helped you sell your weight loss product. And then you go, well, I'm also selling this product that helps people with their teeth and gums, with remineralizing their teeth and gums. It's a supplement, that helps replace minerals that they may be lacking. Okay, I'm going to try that line in there too, but I'm going to do something to do with teeth and gums. Top scientists reveal that the number one reason why people experience tooth decay is not lack of brushing their teeth. It's actually blah. So you might have tested something that worked in one niche. Oh, it worked. Okay, now I'll use it in this niche. Is that what you mean?
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I've recycled, I'll call it, my call to action lines and some of my hooks, and just kind of adapted them for different niches, and it does work, because it's if you tested it, it works. It'll work again.
Yeah, I mean, I've tested stuff that works in a language learning niche and found that it works in dog training. I've found stuff that works in wedding speeches in that niche, and found that it's worked in daycare management software. There's so many different types of products you can promote, but some of those core principles of the copy, you take out the niche and you put in something else from a different niche, but it still works. It's more the flow.
Right. It's the flow, it's the psychology,
yeah.
It's kind of how you're connecting to your audience through the main ideas in your scripts.
Yeah. Now, just for full disclosure, you worked for Rob and Gary for a while, so you learned from them. You learned from them, and then you did some work through them as well. Okay, so you saw on the inside, oh, wait a minute, there's so many people succeeding with this stuff. This is kind of crazy. So you actually, do you think that helped? Not so much in that they were able to give you insider tips, more from the point of view that you weren't sitting there second guessing whether people are really making money. Like you actually, you follow through when this isn't some elaborate scheme. This is a real thing.
Yeah, I definitely, because when I went to work for them, oh gosh, I think it's been about 4 years now. And the reason why I did that is because I believed in them, like I believed that they were genuine and that they really wanted to help their students succeed. And I wanted to be part of that. So I was doing like customer service. So like when students had questions about this was the Facebook program at the time, they would write in and I would help them based on my knowledge of the program and my experience. And so, yeah, I got people writing in with success stories all the time. And so when they started beta testing YouTube ads, I wasn't a part of that original beta group, but I just kind of thought, well, I'm going to just try this and on my own. And so I kind of just quietly just went about seeing if it would work on my own. And it did. So, and I never doubted that it would. And that definitely had an impact, like there's so much out there and people are skeptical, and I get that. And I was there at one point too, but like, I've just seen too much success to have any doubts that it works.
Yeah, I think it's more a matter of deciding people whether this is a model that they want to do for themselves, I guess. And it is, I still believe that everybody needs at least one side hustle for themselves where they can spend money to make money, where money works for you rather than you work for money. And this is a good vehicle for that. Like, you can spend $1,000 one day and make 2,000 back because you're trading money for visitors into a funnel that converts to sales. I mean, that's what all the top businesses do. They, you know, you don't think these businesses run ads on TV, ads on the radio, ads on Facebook, ads on YouTube. You don't think businesses do that for no reason. It's because they're spending money to make money. They have a way of monetizing those visitors with their services or their products. And in this case, being the affiliate, you're monetizing through someone else's business, but they pay you such a huge commission. You know, we're talking like you might get 75% commission. Sometimes it's 90%. Like, you get these big commissions promoting other people's products. And as a result, you know, you're able to spend money to make money.
Right. You do. Yeah. And I know some people get scared about that, you know, that about putting it out there, but it's part of the process. You know, like, I'm a big, maybe this is like my therapy background coming out, but like, I'm a big believer in just kind of like what you put out there is what you get back, you know? So if I'm going to like take that risk and say, I believe in this and I'm going to put my money on it, then it's going to come back to me.
I think once you start to spend money to make money and you do see your sales coming in, you eventually develop a fear of trading time for money as opposed to a fear of spending money to make money. Like, I am more scared of not spending money in business than I am of, like, I don't know, if I was on $1 per hour thing, I would feel like suffocated by the glass ceiling that is set on the hourly wage. You know, unless I really enjoyed the job or I was learning something that's benefiting in another way, you know, and that's different. You know, if you've got a passion for what you're doing, it's different. But I still think even people that are in a profession or something that they love, it's very hard to get ahead unless you're able to also have something on the side at the very least where you can spend money to make money. Like, and this is a really good one because some people work a full-time day job and they still do this on the side. You know, update their ads, spend an hour a day, and anytime they can knock out a few ads or whatever over the weekend or somewhere else, you know, it's a perfect side hustle.
Yeah, and that was me, you know, just loving what I did for work, but just like not being able to do other things that I really wanted to do, like travel, like help my my sister who's a single mom, you know, to put her son through school, you know, like those kind of things I didn't have in my day job. I wasn't getting paid enough to do that, you know, so I'm like, well, I need to get a side hustle so that I can like have
awesome.
you know, do other things in my life, you know.
So you help your sister put her son through school. That's really awesome, you know. Like, and I partly think that that's part of the reason why you're successful too, is your why is probably bigger than the money. It's what you can do with it. It's the time freedom, like the ability to travel, the ability to help other people.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways,
giving back in my community, you know, like being able to volunteer for different organizations, like having time to do that and energy to do that. And, you know, it's opened up like a whole other world of things that I can do in my life besides just work and come home and work and come home.
Yeah. Do you find that it's fun? Like, it feels like you're playing a game?
Yeah, it is. And I'm probably one who does like get a little obsessed, like, you know, even when you're hitting big numbers, like I just love like logging into my ClickBank account or, you know, whatever affiliate account and just like, oh, like another couple sales came in. Like it's cool, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, and I like the stats too. Like I love looking at the statistics and in Google ads when you're running your videos and just kind of seeing how little tweaks that you make might impact your ads performance. And like, so that kind of like, I don't find that stuff tedious. I like that. So I don't know if maybe I'm weird like that, but if there are other numbers people who are interested, like you see how your money is working.
Yeah.
And you see how your creativity is working in the ad that you do. And, you know, so it's very rewarding to kind of see that materialize into commissions.
No, that is awesome. If you're running a test on a brand new video ad, are there any types of openings that you recommend that people always consider, or at least from a psychological point of view?
Yeah. So a couple of the openings that I've had a lot of success with are like images of a stop sign, or and the narrator saying like, stop, listen up. And because I think that's a psychological thing that's ingrained in us, like from the time we're probably in preschool. We learn, when you see a stop sign, you stop and you pay attention. So it happens automatically. So I find that to be a really lucrative opening. And also like newsy things, so starting out with a newsy sort of hook, like breaking news, there's been a groundbreaking discovery in weight loss, and you have to see what's coming. And so it gets people's attention.
And I think some of these artificial voices, they kind of sound like they're a newsreader. Like you don't even have to make it look like a news feed. Like you don't have to put the title across the bottom
not
and
necessarily.
fake that it's a news story. You don't have to do that, but it kind of sounds like it's news because of the voice, and because you said something like there's been a groundbreaking discovery with, like, just having that phrasing very early. People kind of feel like it's news that they're watching, I guess. And then you're finding that that's helping with your ads. Like, because everyone's got different ways of succeeding. So it's good to hear this.
Yeah. Yeah. So just like, that's what I always try to think about. Like, what is going to make people be curious, in the text, and then in the image too, like what might they see that is different from other things they might be seeing on YouTube. So like people who did Facebook ads in the past and used vector images, some people might remember using the line drawings, and how much success people are still having on Facebook with those. I use them as opening scenes in my videos. And
right.
It's pattern interrupt, right? So like if you're on YouTube and you're watching videos and all of a sudden you see this line image come up, it's something different, and you're probably going to stop and look twice and listen, and then hopefully relate to what's being shared.
And that's great. And I want people to realize this is just one way. It's one thing to test. Everyone's doing it differently. There are a lot of different ways of doing it. Yes, there are lots of templates to follow, and yes, you can put in stock footage and stuff like that, but they don't all come out looking the same. So
right.
I think that's possibly one of the reasons why it seems almost impossible to saturate this stuff, because there's so many offers, there's so many ways to go about promoting the offer, and there's just almost unlimited traffic when it comes to YouTube. So you've got all those things in alignment. You just need to make sure that you're willing to test, because if you can't expect every ad works. It's more like you might run through 9 different ads and then one is working really well. And that's what you're running with. It's not a matter of the first ad you ever put up is the one that succeeds. It might make you sales, but it might not make you $2 for every dollar you spend. It might only make you 70 cents, and you go, well, I've just lost 30%. It's like, no, you've just run a test, you've learned something, and now you've
bought data.
Yeah, got some data. Let's try something different. And the pixel's always learning as well about who your customers are. So yeah, do you have any last minute tips for people that might be considering perhaps joining a workshop or something like that, or perhaps they're already underway with this stuff?
Yeah, I mean, definitely know what your motivation is, because that's what's going to help keep pushing you forward. From a mindset perspective, that would be my tip. And then like from a practical perspective, I guess, just, there's no need to reinvent the wheel, right? Like, I don't really believe in doing that. So like, if you have some knowledge in affiliate marketing already, then you're at an advantage already. And even if you're new to it, these guys know what they're doing. Like they know what the formula is. They know how to help you be successful. So if you do join a workshop, like really listen and take in what they say, and do it. And you really can't lose.
Fantastic. Well, I just want to say a big thank you for being on today's call. You've been really very, very open with sharing, stuff that's working well for you. And I think that's going to benefit people. I think you've been very inspiring.
Thank you.
And I just highly recommend people, if you haven't already, check out one of the workshops, discover for yourself a little bit more about the method and see, is this something that you want to sink your teeth into or not? And I just want to say a big thank you for everybody for watching, and take action with what you learn, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now, everybody.
Bye.